Network Entertainment.
Day 193. Paano kung NBSB ako?
Hi, I'm Joelle. I talk for a living and I'm an overthinker. Life keeps going and the questions keep coming. But I hope you find comfort in the fact na hindi ka mag-isa. Ang dami nating overthinker, no? Sa ups and downs, twists and turns ng buhay, paano kung ituloy lang natin ang paghanap ng kasagutan? Ready? Tara! This is Joelle's podcast. Paano kung? Powered by the Pod Network.
Hello, overthinker. Kamusta ang puso? Thanks so much for being here. If you are new here, welcome to this safe space where sometimes I slap you with the truth, but always with love. If you're back for another episode, thank you for being here always. I appreciate you. Now, today's kwentuhan is for the singles since birth. Mga never pa nagkajowa. Although, meron na ako mga nasagot na tanong ng mga NJSB, no jowa since birth, for different situations all throughout the past episodes. I actually only have done one episode focusing primarily on this topic. And that was like way back, day 32 pa. So, tama lang na i-revisit ang paano kung question na to with some backup this time. And we have a special guest today who may or may not have asked some paano kungs na meron din kayo. She is a talented lady you've probably seen everywhere online by now, an all-around performer, singer-songwriter, content creator, events host, and now also a podcaster. And for the purposes of our conversation today, she's been single since birth. So it's time to pick her brain and maybe her heart. Paano kung usapang NBSB with Gianne Hinolan? Hello!
Hello, Joelle. Oh my goodness.
Hi, kamusta?
I'm just so happy to be here.
Kamusta ang puso?
Masaya? Wow. Masaya. Masayang puso, full naman. And currently in this season, ano ba? I'm still single, as you said in the introduction.
How old are you na rin pala?
I'm 20. I just turned 27.
Oo.
Yeah,
Okay.
a few weeks ago.
27 and still single. But, oh my God, I'm excited for this conversation talaga. So yan, ang puso, masaya, tumitibok, and very intentional. So,
Yes.
let's, backstory time din for our listeners. What were your, main beliefs in love? Like, ano yung relationship blueprint? Ano yung nakita mo? And yung mga embedded na talaga in your heart?
Growing up, actually, I can say I'm blessed to have a good example of romantic relationship because of my parents. They really love each other. I love their dynamic. And it's of course not easy, hindi naman perfecto, pero they chose to be, there for each other. And I think I've always said this sa mga content ko and even in one of my episodes that I am so thankful that I have parents like that because they set a high standard for me na parang if I will be in a relationship, I don't want to settle for anything less than that. Someone who would be faithful to me and patient with me despite my flaws. So, yun yung aking perspective. And then, I think that's just one of the biggest factors. Kaya pag may dumadating along the way, parang, nah, I don't think this is it. I don't want to settle for this.
Oh my gosh. Kasi syempre, for NBSBs pa rin, yes, there is that one universal experience.
Yeah.
Pero meron ding iba pa ring reasons why you go around life that way and love that way. And ang ganda that you have your parents as kind of okay, this is the kind of love I want. And it's not perfect, but that is there. What were your rules, their rules for you when it came to boyfriending, making lende and boyfriends nun?
Surprisingly, they did not give me any rules. Yeah.
Wow.
They did not. I do not remember my mama saying, bawal ka mag-boyfriend. My dad, wala din.
Okay.
So parang, I think it was just natural talaga in our household. And I think that could be supported by the fact that my sister also is NBSB.
Okay.
And just because, it's not that we don't talk about it. It's just because, okay, we haven't found one yet.
Okay.
Good enough to man up for us. So, parang, okay, hindi to para sa akin lang. Parang siguro me and my sister growing up, we saw that kind of, parang, it doesn't have to be written.
Okay.
It's a rule that doesn't have to be written. Na parang sila lang, mama, aral kayo mabuti, do your best, pursue the course you wanna pursue, we're gonna support you kahit ano pa yan, go lang, we'll be here. And with that, parang ako, okay, full yung part ng puso ko na yun. Yeah.
Kailan mo ginustong magkajowa?
This year.
The puppy. Even this year na. Ngayon lang siya nag-try. Ngayon lang. But I mean, the puppy love and yung parang serious.
Yeah,
May ganun ba? Oo.
Meron.
Kasi ako, I remember, I was raised watching a lot of rom-coms.
Okay.
So, as in, yung jowa talaga. Like, oh my God, this one. Like, it was more of the idea. Miss Romantic. Ganun lang siya. So, mga 16 pa lang. I was like, pwede na ba ako magka-boyfriend? Gusto ko lang. And it was obviously the idea. It came with its own issues there.
Yeah.
But for you, did you have that na parang, gusto ko picture?
Oh yeah, I did. Actually, by label, I am NBSB. Pero like, I fell in love na when I was in high school. And it's kind of like what we call as a mutual understanding back then. I don't know, may MU pa ba ngayon? Meron pa rin naman yata.
Yung talking stage
Talking
lang ata
stage,
nilalagay
no?
nila. Oo.
Talking stage na tawag. Pero parang, alam mo yun, MU, so like, na-experience ko rin naman na
Okay, yeah.
in love and to be loved back. And then ever since,
Hindi lang
after
kayo
nun,
naging official.
Hindi kami naging official. And then after that time, kasi alam mo, in fairness din naman sa kanya, it was a good teenage love.
Okay,
Hindi din siya traumatic.
That's wonderful.
Sana ako hindi naging traumatic sa kanya, no? Sana same kami na sinasabi, but it wasn't traumatic for me. So parang after that, in fairness, ito nga, hindi pa ito yun. Pero this is how it felt. So it also kind of set that standard din for me.
Okay, gets.
Na, okay, next time, when I fall in love again, gusto ko yung feeling niya parang high school pa rin. Yes. But this time, just with more wisdom and intentionality and purpose. So, yeah.
Kasi at 27 na. So, nagde-develop na ang prefrontal cortex natin. So, the expectation that you come in more level-headed while being excited is like, nandun na dapat.
Yes.
Okay. So, you said that you're more intentional at this point in your life, at this stage, di ba? Kasi nagdevelop na finally ang ating prefrontal cortex. So, before that, nothing. No desire or parang may mga crush pero hanggang dun lang siya. You were like, okay, this is really not a priority for me.
Yes.
Ganon. That's amazing. Yeah. I'm so glad to have you here because it's something that I cannot imagine for myself then. So, I love it. So, what are at least your experiences seeing other people around and like what you've seen now that you're a little more intentional as well? What are your like love beliefs that have changed? I guess from puppy love, that high school love to as you over the 10-ish years or so. Yeah.
Recently, I learned na when I date pala, it's better. This is my personal discovery. It's better to date not in the pursuit of just experience, but in the pursuit of purpose and direction. Like, with those years that I didn't date, I had enough time to really discover myself, discover what I wanted, discover my direction, my purpose, my calling. And parang ganito there were times din naman na nafe-feel ko, gosh, I wish I have someone to like cuddle with right now.
Kwento lang ako dito.
May ganun din namang mga moments. Pero parang, that's experience. Okay? So when I date just for that, solely for that, parang, I'm just gonna waste someone else's time. I'm just gonna waste my time. So now, going back to answering that question, I appreciate taking my time talaga to get to know myself. Because right now, I don't just want to date for experience. Okay. Although, that's something I am looking forward to, of course. But I also date because of purpose. Yeah.
And right now, the purpose is to find a husband. Ganun na talaga. Like, that is clear to you, yung date to marry. Ganun siya.
Yeah.
Like, hindi mo, like, would you say, jojowain mo ba siya if hindi mo nakikita yung like husband, parang, let's say naging kayo, tapos biglang parang, may na-discover ka a year after na parang, we are not vibing, this is not the right alignment. You would still be open to breaking up.
Yeah.
Okay. Kasi I've gotten that question before. Paano kung date to marry, tapos,
Ito na. Tapos na-discover mo, hindi mo gusto. Yeah.
Okay, so you're open naman to that. It's not
Yes.
completely like dead set towards
Yeah.
like, okay, this person, siya na yung forever ko, siya na dapat. Ganun. But you would like. The
I would
intention is there,
like,
obviously.
yeah.
That's
and
fine.
if I may add, no, since
Sure.
we're at it already, I think that is one of the misconceptions
okay.
about dating to marry. Dating kasi is a process, as we know, right? Dating, a process of getting to know someone. So when I say I am dating to marry, I'm not saying my first should be the last.
Okay.
Hindi ganon. Parang kasi I think there are some women, lalo pag NBSB, na may pressure na ganon, parang, hindi dapat first ko, last ko, hindi na. No, like, take that pressure off your shoulder.
Thank you for saying that.
Diba?
Yes.
You're getting to know someone. So give yourself grace. Give this other person grace. There is space for you to discover each other. And hindi naman wala naman kayong gagawing whatever, di ba? Hindi mo naman siya talaga ili-leech, hindi mo na siya uubusin. At syempre, that's the reason why boundaries are important. You should know
Yeah.
hanggang saan ka lang. Because when you're dating, so eventually when you figure out, ay, parang di pala to mag-work, hindi ka sobrang parang maloloka na parang, no, if you go, hindi na ako, wala na ako. No, diba? So, like, yun yung dating to marry. You have grace for yourself and for this person, for you to discover, I don't think we're on the same page. We're gonna get there. So yun, I just wanted to share that.
Perfect. Nandun na rin naman na. So, paano kung NBSB ako? As an NBSB for 27 years, ano pa yung mga FAQ that you would always hear from other people? Misconceptions na parang, not necessarily. Let's break them some more.
Ang isa sa mga FAQs talaga sa akin, bakit wala ka pang asawa? So, I think that's coming from people, this is just like my observation, that people think you are quote unquote incomplete because you do not have a husband. And I just want to break that the goal of this life is not to find a partner. Although it is beautiful. I am looking forward to that. Oh, goodness. But you cannot say that this single woman is not yet accomplished or successful just because she doesn't have a partner.
Yes.
Right? So, that's one of the most frequently asked na question. Bakit kailangan mag-asawa? Baka ganito, baka huli na, baka masyado ka ng
Ano pa? How about yung, baka naman masyadong mataas pa rin the standards mo? How is that? How do you handle and process that?
Honestly, I take it as a compliment. Oh, you think my standards are high? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So parang like dun pa lang not naman in a mean way. Pag sinabi namang mataas yung standard, kasi baka yung iba iniisip, ay baka mean to, baka she's a B, like masyado siyang mawall. Hindi naman. Like, pag sinasabi yun sa akin, okay, you think I have a standard? That's good. Pero like, I just go back to myself talaga na, okay lang yan, kahit sabihin nila yan, alam kong hinahanap ko Parang, it's not gonna affect me that much. Because I know where I'm at, and I'm happy where I'm at. Kahit sabihin nila masyadong mataas yung standard ko. Why wouldn't I have a high standard? This person that I'm looking for could potentially be my husband. Someone I'm sharing my dinners with for the rest of my life. Someone I'm waking up with, next to him for the rest of my life, possibly even the father of my future children rather. So sure, I have high standards.
Was there ever a point where you asked yourself, nakamahal-mahal ba ako?
Yes, a lot of times.
And I can imagine those are the extra low days. You're just like, not just great days, maybe not a great week. How was that? How
Tapos
do
may
you...
hormones pa.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Tapos bilang babae, parang, sabi ko, feeling ko malapit na yung cycle ko. This,
Yun ba muna
nararamdaman ko.
chinecheck mo?
Oo.
Pag nararamdaman mo, when you notice yourself na parang kamahal-mahal ba ako?
Ay, ano bang date ngayon?
Yun ba yung thought process?
Pang ilang week na ba ngayon ng month?
Okay.
But yeah, but like kidding aside, I go through that. I went through that for all those years. Cause like, Lord, bakit wala pa rin? Hindi ba ako worthy? And then, I just had that realization one time na, why do I wait for someone to affirm me before being reminded that I am loved, that I deserve to be taken care of, that I am valued. Mahirap yun pag nilagay natin yung binigay natin yung tawag dyan, yung power sa ibang tao.
Yeah.
When it comes to identifying our worth and value. Diba? So I just want to say that if there's anyone here listening, kapag nararamdaman mo yon, okay, huwag kang magre-rely sa response ng ibang tao para lang masabi na mahalaga ka. Kasi mahalaga ka. Ngayon pa lang mahalaga ka na.
I love that. So these are things that you always have to actively remind yourself din, no? Kasi sometimes there are just days where it's the self-love energy is not up there. Sometimes gagano lang talaga siya. And then I guess that's the most, that's the time where you're supposed to like kind of fill yourself up the most. I
Yes.
love that. Okay. We have 3 paano kung questions from NBSBs in different life stages with different concerns. So I'm excited to hear your insights, how you relate, and perhaps how you would manage similar situations if you were them. Again, hindi to advice na gagawin nyo. At the end of the day, it's your life. Insights lang to ni Gianne,
Yes.
which we're just happy to have. All right. So, first question is from Lily. Paano kung NBSB ako and I start losing hope in love? Teenager pa lang po ako, pero seeing my friends, classmates, and other teenagers experience love makes me jealous of them. Seeing the cute interactions of couples makes me jealous. I want to experience teenage love too. My issue is not the fact that it's still early for me to worry about love as a teenager. It's more of because I want to experience love as a teenager. I want to feel what it's like to be courted by someone. The ligawan experience. Panliligaw experience. I haven't even received a single flower in my life. Coming from someone I've never held hands, hugged someone, or gone on cute dates. So I started thinking to myself, what if I grow old with no experience in love?
Wow. I feel you. Whoever you are. I feel you, baby.
Hindi ako, no?
Yeah. And eto, it's coming from, dahil teenager siya, right? This is coming from an ate perspective. Love is so available for us. Like, it's not just boxed in the picture of romantic love. Okay. So this is where I'm coming from. Meron din akong desires kasi na parang, Lord, I wanna be desired. You know, like, there are times I just pray na, God, gusto kong maramdaman yung kilig. Pero wala ngayon. And ayokong ipilit. So I have a story. I remember one time, I was living solo before. I was just walking in the mall. And I was crying. Naka-face mask, naka-face shield pa nun.
Okay, nice.
So wala, hindi halata. Tapos naka-glasses. I was crying. Sabi ko, Lord, gusto ko nang maramdaman na desired ako. Pero I just know it's not yet my time kasi to be in a relationship. And I don't have anyone. Lord, gusto ko lang maramdaman. Pwede mo po bang iparamdam sa akin na loved ako at desired ako? That's just a prayer I put out there. Bahala na. Okay. I walked and dumating ako sa condo ko. I received a random message from a GC with my closest friends. Gianne, may delivery dyan sa baba ng condo mo. Receive mo lang. So ako, okay. There's no occasion, no anything. Long story short, when I got the item from the delivery na pinadala nila, it was a whole cake from a cafe. Whole cake. They know I'm living solo. And the flavor was, it's a lime cheesecake.
Wow.
So this is the context. Sabi ko, wait lang, bakit? Para saan to? Alam, sabi nila, naalala lang kasi namin nung college na you like this flavor and limited edition lang yan. So we got you the whole cake.
Oh my God.
And I was like, holding it all together. Pag-akit ko ng condo, pagsara ko ng pinto ko, I was just like crying. And I felt so seen. I felt so desired and loved. And my point there is, yun nga what I said a while ago, love is available for us. And we can receive love and give love in so many different ways. And hindi lang dahil gusto mong may maka-holding hands or kiligin, ipipilit mo ngayon. I think when we have a desire, it's rooted in something deeper. And doon na pupasok yung yung self-awareness eh. Okay, bakit gusto ko ng may ka-holding hands ngayon? Ano ba talagang desire ko?
Okay, yeah.
So ganun yung nangyari sa akin as a single woman, as a full-time NBSB for a few years.
Yeah.
Okay, gusto ko ng ka-bonding. Gusto ko ng ka-date kasama sa coffee. Di ba ang isipin mo agad, ay, romantic love. Ay, hindi. Wait lang, gusto ko lang ng company. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask my friends, who's available today? I just wanna hang out. So parang ako, nung nag-mature na lalo yung perspective ko of love, na doon ko na na-realize na okay, it is available for me. And it's not restricted in that, So parang, dahil doon, natanggal niya yung worries ko na, what if I don't experience love growing up? No, I'm just fooling myself. There's so much love to receive. There's so much love to give. I just need to really receive it.
And ang ganda kasi nabanggit mo sa kwento mo that your friends literally messaged you and they said, receive mo lang. Kasi parang, tanggapin mo lang. Whatever it was, you didn't know what it was. You just went down and received it. Hiningi mo rin kay God.
Yes.
Hiningi mo lang siya. And you're like,
It was given.
and alam niya kasi that you needed it and it was just at the right moment, received. And I also love that you took time then to understand the root of it, to be the desire to be seen and to be loved in that way. And it could show in different ways. And gets naman, sobrang valid naman eh. Kasi high school love, that's actually a really wonderful highlight. I remember also being in high school and looking forward to my first boyfriend, my first kiss, mga ganyan. Kasi ang saya eh, the way that they made it look. But tama, looking back, it's the experience to be seen by this cute boy, fine. But it's also the certain validation. And sometimes, you can get that, a lot of times actually, you could get that from a lot of people. And kung hindi man siya mangyari, or if the option is there, your friends are there. If not, edi maybe it's your sign na mag-reach out sa crush mo.
Yeah.
It's available. If not, wala. Nag-19 ka na, nag-20 ka na, never happened. I swear the first time you fall in love, it's still gonna feel like teenage love.
That's so real. Ang galing, no? Parang minsan mag-worry ka, baka hindi ko na-experience, parang hindi totoo.
Oo.
Yeah.
Because the first time will still be very special and you will still feel like a teenager. So if hindi man ngayon, then that season could come later on. Just focus on what's there. Kasi sayang na rin naman.
Yes.
It's already waiting to be loved, right? Ganda nun. Thank you. Si C naman asks, paano kung NBSB ako at takot? Hi, I'm C. 18, never had a boyfriend before. I've been wanting to try out being in a relationship since college na. But also, I've been afraid of risking it since my mind has become conditioned towards being super goal-oriented and getting a jowa would result as a hindrance. Although I've had flings before, lately I've been craving affection and attention from a romantic relationship. I even downloaded Bumble to talk to people to see if I have game when it comes to landian. I would prefer to date to marry, but honestly, I'm still scared because I have so many what-ifs. Paano kung magkamali ako? Paano kung may hindi ako magustuhan sa kanya mid-relationship? I know, thinking ahead too much is bad, but I can't help it. Kind of similar in the way na goal-oriented. Did you ever think na having a jowa is a hindrance to your goals? Was that ever in your
Naging worry ko siya before. Yeah. Pero parang ako nga, katulad ng sinabi natin kanina sa umpisa, no? Parang I had to take that pressure off my shoulder. Because dating to someone is getting to know them. And in the process, getting to know yourself. So, like with the worry na, what if hindi to mag-work? Parang ako, I entrust God with that future. Parang ako, I just choose to let it go. So, siguro, right now, where I'm at, hindi ko sinasabing hindi ako natatakot. May takot pa din, may fear. Pero, nandun ako sa punto na, okay, I'm gonna do the right thing now. The right thing that I can do now. Kung ano yung dapat kong i-improve dun sa mga nagawa kong mistakes before, I'm gonna make it right this time. I'm gonna do the next right thing. So, if this works out in the future or not, I'm gonna let that go. Because ako din personally, right now, like, when I date someone, meron akong thought na, wait lang, I cannot restrict this person because this person is his own. He's not mine.
Yes.
He's not mine. Hindi ko pa siya pwedeng angkinin. So I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm gonna let him do his thing. And then we're having fun right now. We're getting to know each other. And then eventually, if we find out, ay, parang gusto ko palang gawin to with you for the rest of my life. Cool. But if we figure out, we don't think this is gonna work. And sabihin namin yun sa isa't isa, kahit na masakit, I think that's kindness.
Yeah.
Na people,
It's not failure.
it's not failure.
In failure, okay?
Diba? So yun, I think that's what helped me. Na ma-relieve dun sa fear ng what if hindi to mag-work mid-relationship.
Yeah. And what I'd add din, no, kasi sabi niya, her fear was also, paano kung magkamali ako? You kind of will. We all will.
Lahat
At any
eh.
points.
Oo.
I mean, there are certain mistakes that I'm sure nagawa mo even dun sa MU mo before na you know now with so much like wisdom and experience, and you've seen your friends and people around you make mistakes, and you kind of take what works for you and you don't. And I love that you mentioned din na parang yung trusting yourself that you're always just gonna do the right thing. Kung mali man siya, edi correct. That's what life is about anyway. We can make mistakes and then we do our very best to not do it again and then make different choices.
Right.
Ang ganda nun. And yeah, at least now clear for you that you're open, the intention na is there, na hindi siya necessarily hindrance. I do want to go back to that na before we move on, na she sees being in a relationship as a hindrance to the things that she wanted to do. Was there a moment in your life na ganon? And kailan na unlearn yon for you?
Wow.
Na hindi hadlang ang jowa sa mga pangarap mo sa buhay.
Oh my goodness. I think there are factors in play din kasi na like, hindi ko naman siya naging worry. Pero kasi for me, I was just really in a journey of focusing on career eh.
Okay.
And not because I'm worried. It's just that, okay, this time, yung headspace ko, dito lang.
Okay.
So it's not coming from worry. It's not coming from
Naisip na
fear.
hadlang.
Oo,
Okay,
nahadlang.
okay.
Because I feel like if I find my person, he's gonna understand the things that I'm doing. And I'm also gonna understand the things that he's doing. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be the same space for the both of us. Pero alam mo yung parang, ay, shucks, dahil committed ako sa taong to, willing ako mag-compromise, ha? Wow, that's a nice feeling. But yun nga, with my experience, the reason why I focused on my career isn't because I'm worried na may hindrance, but it's just that I want to put my headspace doon sa specific goal ko na yun.
I love it. So parang no regrets na rin.
No regrets.
Right? After focusing on that goal, you're like, okay, I think I'm ready na. Let's go. Ganon. Okay, I love that.
Mga Immortal, listen to the Underpaid Podcast with me, Stanley Chi, wherein we talk about work-related topics in a light manner na parang nagchichismisan lang tayo or nagkukwentuhan. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or kung saan ka man nakikinig ng podcast. Kita-kits!
And finally, this is from your friendly NBSB girl. Paano kung ang tagal mo ng NBSB, tapos yung mga nakikilala mo, nagiging friends mo lang? I'm turning 32 this year and still NBSB. I don't know why, but before, marami naman akong manliligaw. Then, nung nag-work na ako, masyado yata akong naging busy at nalimutan ko na ang love life. Eventually, I came to realize that I became so comfortable being alone. But sometimes, I also get lonely when I remember my other friends are married. I have a lot of guy friends. Yung ilan sa kanila, nanligaw din sa akin. Single pa rin sila tulad ko, pero walang sparks eh. Parang magkapatid lang kami. Recently, I tried FB dating. May nakakausap ako doon, pero parang naging barkada ko na lang din sila when we talk about life, work, hobbies, and past dating experiences. I feel like I became an advisor of some sort and I like it. I think mas lumalawak yung mundo. Maraming natututunan. Alam mo yung feeling na nag-a-advise kahit wala ka namang experience. Binasa ko lang at in-apply yung mga love experience ng mga friends ko sa mga novels and movies. Pero minsan, parang nakakaingit rin na hindi ko pa na-experience yung kilig. Kasi hanggang sa mga palabas at binabasa lang ako, kinikilig. Meron namang may mga gustong may pagkita sa akin, pero natatakot ako since I haven't experienced what it's like to have a romantic relationship. It's not that I don't trust people, but I just don't feel like meeting people that I don't feel safe with. Maybe I'll try it soon when I have courage. I don't want to meet others because I feel lonely. Hope that when I find the one, I can share it with you. That's all. Thank you and more power. God bless.
Aww. Sinamarize niya ang buhay ng isang NBSB.
Oh my God. Perfect for the final question. Yun lahat yung overthinking.
May ganong fear din eh. May ganong fear talaga. Yung mga NBSB na parang, I love naman being alone eh. Pero, gosh, how I wish someone would just, like, be with me right now. Like, Lord, I want to be a baby. I want to be a baby. But, right now, ito yung talagang, hanggang ngayon pa rin naman, natututunan ko talaga that love is already given to us. Mahirap yon mahirap yon. Sa words, madali lang siya sabihan. Pero ngayon, tinatanggap ko pa rin yung truth na yon. That there is love for me. So if I need love, it is available. Because ayokong pumasok ako sa relasyon nang meron akong longing na. Naiingit kasi ako eh. Kasi married sila eh. Alam mo, I don't wanna get into a relationship like that. Kasi medyo, ito yung sinasabi ko na, gusto ko, sober-minded ako when I get into a relationship because I know what I'm looking for. And it's not just, gusto ko naingit na kasi ako, nape-pressure na ako eh. Kasi dapat ganito by this age, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, I feel her, but like, ito nga, again, this is just a personal experience. I really know, I just know I'm so loved. I see it everywhere. Not just even with friends, even with workmates. Sometimes, if you choose to see it, makikita mo na, they like working with you, they care for you, and that somehow fills the love tank. So parang ako, oh my gosh, I wanna get married right now. Like, I wanna be in a relationship right now kasi nakakainggit. Pero, okay, self, darating din yan. I-reserve ko yan. Pag nahanap ko talaga yung jowa ko, lagot ko sa'yo. Lahat ng pagmamahal ko sa'yo, inipon ko to, ibubuhos ko to sa'yo. So, I think it sounds cheesy, but I go back to my favorite scripture from 1 Corinthians 13. The first definition of love there. Love is patient.
Ay, yun pa lang.
Yun pa lang eh. Wala pa yung kind, does not end. Patient pa lang eh. Parang ako, oh gosh. Sige po, maghihintay po ako. And like, I make, like, I have this notes na things I wanna say to my husband. Parang I tell him na at this time, I've been longing for that, but I'll wait for you. Kahit, alam mo yung kahit, yung tipong hindi mo pa kilala yung tao, mahal mo na siya. Diba?
Yes, yes.
So maybe that could be a practical thing. Kasi that worked for me. Yung may gusto kong sabihin dun sa romantic partner ko, pero dahil wala pa ngayon, kanino ko sabihin? Yeah. So I put it like in a journal.
Do you have a journal for your like future husband?
Yes,
ganon?
I do. I love it.
So highly recommend.
Oh, diba? Like, para lang meron siyang mailabas siya. Kasi that's the lover girl inside us. Yeah. Wag mo rin naman siyang parang itali, di ba? Kasi lover girl ka talaga eh. Yun ang design mo eh. May desire ka eh. So, right now, like, for me, that worked best. I'm gonna write to this unknown recipients of my letters. Because, yun nga, love is patient. I am gonna wait. And the beautiful thing about that is waiting is also loving. So, yeah.
Yeah, kasi may tiwala din and everything. There's also trust that it'll work out. And ang ganda, no? Kasi when you think about I didn't have a journal at the time, but I did write to my future husband. And ang ganda kasi it's like one of the closest things we have to like a time machine. So it's so cool that you have that. And you kind of just put it out there. It's still love that's floating around in the world na nababato. Ang ganda. Was there a time that you also kind of related na parang you'd meet, there are people you meet or you think about meeting up, pero parang, maybe not. But maybe you're not safe because they're not it. No?
Siguro kung hindi safe, okay lang yun.
Right.
Valid yun. You don't feel safe eh. Whatever that is. May that be emotionally, physically, I don't know.
How do you differentiate if it's like safe or masyado ka lang nag-overthink about it?
That's a good question. That is a valid question. Siguro for me, I think if this person is someone you know din naman talaga, that's like you've been in the same circle of friends and you've seen how he is, how this person is around other people, baka mas makatulong yon na tanungin mo sa isang friend mo, what do you think? Like, ito nag-overthink kasi ako, ganito. Safe ba? Or ano? Siguro makakatulong kung gano'n, may POV ng ibang tao. Pero kung ikaw lang nakakakilala sa tao, tas you don't feel safe, yun yung I don't wanna push. Kasi it's fine. O, diba? Your gut. Mga ladies, superpower natin yan. Diba? So,
Yeah, pwede rin hindi. Or you could bring a friend to go with you to kind of just feel it out also. Parang
that's
ganun.
good. That's a good advice.
Yeah, helpful friends din. Kasi it might be, I think lang, it's just something to keep in mind. Na baka you're just too afraid that it never happens. And like, na parang you just block yourself completely.
May
Pero,
wall na.
Oo. So maybe explore what is it about it that you feel unsafe. And then what are the certain like factors that you can do to make it feel safe. Pero kung ayaw mo talaga diwag, like, life goes on.
Yeah.
Alright. Ganda.
Walang pilitan.
Yeah, exactly. So, paano kung NBSB ako? I noticed that a recurring question or thought here in our paano kung questions is fear. It's one thing for me to say, just do it. Like, naman sinasabi, go, get past the fear. That's how you get past the fear. Pero, syempre, iba when it comes from someone who just gets it. So, ano pa yung mga ibang fear that you have, and feel mo yung mga times that you kind of have to just like conquer a little more or like throw in more love to it. Like, you did mention a few na kanina, pero are there other things pa that you're like, paano kung hindi na ganito mangyari, ganyan.
Yeah. I noticed recently, that may mga may mga words tayo that we tell ourselves and kailangan natin silang hulihin. So ito yun for me. There were times kasi that in my years of being NBSB or like having no boyfriend rather, na-in love din naman ako. And it's because I have so much love to give. Oh gosh, when was the last time I had like a romantic connection with someone? Tagal na, di ba? I have so much love to give. So, nung na-in-love ako sa taong to, hindi na reciprocate. And parang sa akin, ang sakit noon. Kasi, bakit hindi ba enough? Ang dami ko naman binigay. Like, I'm ready to love. Hindi ba yun? Parang, and I found myself saying na, ba't ba kasi ganyan ka magmahal? Bakit sobra? Yeah. Ba't ganyan ka magmahal? And I was like, hey, wait.
Ginanon mo.
That doesn't sound good. Why am I telling myself that? Why am I blaming myself for loving too much? Love is a beautiful thing. So now, I had to redirect. Okay, saan ba ako? Ano ba yung kailangan ko i-shift sa perspective ko? Yun, dun ko na realize. Number one, loving that much and having big feelings is a gift. And the right person will be ready to receive it. I just have to really like steward it well, like take care of that lover girl side of me. Number two, our worth and value does not rely on how another person is gonna respond to the love you're ready to give. So, okay, this is how I care for you. This is how I wanna like express my emotions or like feelings for you. Okay, you're not ready to receive. Okay, I'm fine. It doesn't have to be like, ay ba yan, hindi niya ako gusto, hindi siguro ako mahal-mahal, hindi siguro ako worth, ba't kasi ako ganito? No, like, we have to catch those thoughts and really assess. Okay, ano yung perspective ko? Bakit ganito? So, love is never gonna be a wrong thing. We just need to shift perspectives and we just really need to be self-aware where ano yung roots natin, where these things are coming from. So, yeah.
And I think it's also important. Yung the too much thing. Buti na ano mo na siya agad or nakakatch mo when it does happen. Because obviously we're human. Nangyayari pa rin naman yung mga times na parang, sobra yun.
Sobra na.
But then, it is a gift that it's sobra, which means unlimited siya, ang dami. So pag binigay mo sa taong hindi gusto, okay, edi marami pa sa'yo, di ba? Hindi mo naman parang, it's not a resource that you have to get back from this
That's
person. Right. And that's why I guess a lot of people kind of close themselves off to love kasi feeling, I gave too much. And then by doing that and restricting, tsaka na siya naging limiting also. So, ang ganda that you have to constantly remind yourself these things as well. Love that. And also, I think the tendency, aside from fear, is yung focusing on the lack. Na, wala akong jowa, walang nagmamahal sa akin, wala. But what are the gifts? What are the things that are there? What are the things that you've found in love? And what kind of forms of love have you seen and discovered over the last 27 years?
There are a lot. Number one, from my family. I have such a loving family. Next is, I am so blessed to be able to have connections with people who would genuinely care for me. And I'm not just talking about ladies, ha? There are also platonic guy friendships. Well, there was a time din naman na like one of my friends na nagustuhan ko. But I'm so happy. This person is such a safe person. He did not take advantage of my vulnerability. Alam mo yun? And he appreciated me for being honest and for being open. And he was like, you know what, Gianne, you'd make such a great wife.
Stop it! Stop it some more.
Sige ba? De, joke lang. But like, I appreciate him for being so honest. Again, masakit yun. Pero clarity and honesty is kindness. So yeah, those are the forms of love I found. And ultimately talaga, for me, I found it in God. It sounds cheesy, but I really did just find it in God. There are a lot of like spaces I need filling in that when you just know that when God looks at you as a father, he looks at you and he finds you beautiful. He's the lover of your soul. Even before you say anything, he already knows your thoughts. Yet he loves you. Yet he loves me. That's crazy. That's a crazy kind of love. And that's the perfect love that I call. I call it perfect love. Tas dun nag-make sense sa akin yung perfect love casts out fear.
Yeah. So because of that, all the fears are like, wala. Ano pa? Wala kayo dyan.
Wala na. Perfect na yung love that I need for this season. So yeah, those are the truths that I experienced.
And yourself also, because of that you've seen in other people, what are the biggest gifts that like you feel no one can ever take away from you in this season of your life?
I also see na in this season it's important then to have a healthy dynamic with yourself, and to embrace your own beauty. It's not vanity. It's not vanity. You really just have to acknowledge that and recognize that actually not just for single women. Whether you're in a relationship, you're married, you're a mom, you are already loved and worthy and gifted as you are. And having that kind of healthy dynamic with yourself, it just flows with the way you treat other people.
Ganda. Now, what do you suggest our listeners can do that have worked for you on days that just don't feel that great? Mga first aid, yung mga binabalikan mo kasi foolproof. Or at least just bring you back up.
For me, that is asking help from my circle, from my safe circle. Like, find people na one call away. Not just one person. Because hindi tayo mafe-feel ng isang friend lang. Masyadong pressure yun eh. So like, pag para kang meron kang shelf. Kunyari, you're going through struggles with this. Ito yung nararamdaman mo ngayon. Ito yung, meron kang parang, ano man tawag doon? Categories.
My friend ako for this.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
May friend ako na kailangan ko kapag ito yung worry ko, blah, 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 blah. So like, find people na pwede mong ilagay sa mga categories na yon, and like, just let them know, is it okay if I call you if I feel, let's say, lonely?
Important yun to ask for their
Yes,
consent.
ask for consent kasi baka mamaya nag-emotional dumping lang tayo. Diba, kawawa naman yung tao, hindi ready. So like, is it okay if I call you if I'm struggling with, let's say, loneliness? Is it okay if I call you if I'm struggling with like judgment of myself? Alam mo yun, may mga ganyan. Like, is it okay if I call you if I think I'm doing too much na naman? Kasi these persons have the POV na nakikita nila yung mga bagay na hindi natin nakikita sa blind spots natin eh. So kailangan minsan natin ng life from other people's words. So I think to like summarize that, I would like to use the term safe circle. Find your safe circle, because whether you're NBSB or married or whatever season you are in, you cannot do this alone. You need a safe circle.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's true. There will always be people, hindi man siya jowa lang, pero there's always people that you have to lean on because you can't stand on your own by yourself. Oh my gosh. Okay, what are your, so now that you're intentional na, parang, okay, Lord, ready na ako magka-jowa. Ready na. What are your semi-negotiables and things that you're never ever settling for?
Oh, number one talaga, character.
Okay, is this, sorry, semi-negotiables muna tayo.
Semi-negotiables.
Doon naman na tayo sa parang, okay lang na hindi. Okay lang na. Oo. Semi lang. Yung lang, sige, I'm kind of open. I'd like this. Parang
Okay.
pwedeng gano'n. Yeah.
Okay, semi-negotiable for me, that would be create. No, that's not negotiable. That would be humor.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be the same.
Okay.
Kasi yun naman, medyo, talaga ako, loko-loko eh. No? Like, it doesn't have to be like having the same personality as I am. So, yun yung medyo semi. Pag meron, cool. Pag wala, okay lang.
Basta matawa ka sa akin.
Yes! Basta gets naman yung isa't isa, okay lang ako
Okay,
doon.
okay.
Another would be location.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Right now,
Okay.
Oh, parang it doesn't have to be na parang dapat kapitbahay kita or sa
Manila,
ka lang. So, kung south ka, north ako,
Okay.
we'll make it work.
Open to LDR.
LDR,
Parang ganun.
okay lang.
Okay.
Okay lang. So, siguro yun yung mga
I
semi-negotiables.
love that. Okay. I had to put in the semi-negotiables kasi yun nga, sometimes if never ka pa nagka-jowa, you kind of have to, you create this version in your head that's like, oh, hindi pwede. But then we do have to allow a little space for wiggle room din. Kasi in the wiggle room, we kind of see, I didn't think of this, but okay, that works. Ganon. Okay. Pero syempre, important lagi ang non-negotiables, the things you're never settling for.
Sa akin ay creativity because it's just in my nature. Like, I can't live with someone na hindi creative. I'm not just saying like one specific way. Creativity, madaming ways yan eh. Could be, I don't know, visual, music. There's so many ways to be creative. Writing, I don't know whatever ways of being creative na meron siya. But creative talaga. Kasi it's my language. It's my soul's language. And I believe that that's never, parang I cannot be Gianne if you take out the creativity in me.
Totoo.
In whatever way that is. So yeah, that's number one. Another would be character, which I just mentioned a while ago. Di ko siya maisa-isa ngayon kasi medyo ko yun. I-reserve ko yun maybe in the
Okay.
future when I meet him na. But there are certain characteristics na parang, okay, I'm looking for. Kasi nga, I'm dating to marry. So, okay, sige. There are certain characters na, okay, dapat nandito to sa taong to. And third for me, because I'm a Christian, for me is faith. Para,
Aligned na.
aligned lang kami.
mo na eh.
Oo, hindi, kasi parang ayoko din naman that's too much to ask from a person na iba yung faith. Oy, can you please shift for me? Parang, I don't wanna do that. That's too much to ask. Okay, kasi, buhay niya yun eh. Faith niya yun eh. Value niya yun eh, diba? So, for me, that's a non-negotiable. Yeah.
Ganda. It's always important to have those. Always go back to these non-negotiables. And tignan mo, as you get older din kung parang, naging semi, bakit? And then, you can also recalibrate. Were there things that, these three things that you mentioned, have they always been like that? Like ever since? Or they've changed, right? Through the years? You're kind of figuring out, you know what? This is what I value a little more now. Ganyan.
Nag-change.
Okay.
Nag-change. As in, dati sabi ko
Dati
nung...
ba ba?
Sa-
What were your top 3 non-negotiables then?
Well, faith nandun pa din.
Okay,
Pero
yeah.
like, before sabi ko, ang top 2 ko, I didn't even care about characters.
Okay.
I was
alright.
like, dapat musically inclined.
Yun lang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Musically inclined dapat. Dapat makanta siya, ganyan. Kasi para same-same kami.
yeah.
And I was younger.
As a
Ganun.
musician.
So parang ako ngayon, kahit pala hindi.
Okay.
Basta
Alright.
creative. So kaya siya naging creativity.
Kaya nag-wide din.
Yes.
Okay.
Kasi maganda pa rin pala yung creativity kahit ibang ways of expressing it. So, yun yung nagbago. Meron pa ba? Dati, I had parang certain looks.
Oh, okay.
Na gusto
Valid,
ko,
yeah.
na parang dapat ganito. Not knowing, yun lang pala yung gusto ko nung time na yun. Kasi yung crush ko, yun yung itsura. In-adjust ko lang pala para sa kanya.
Naging semi-negotiable kasi, ay, crush ko to. Okay.
Parang gusto ko pala, nakasalamin, chinito. Ngayon nagkakagusto naman ako kahit hindi
Okay.
chinito, kahit hindi nakasalamin. So
Yeah.
parang ako, hindi ko pala siya non-negotiable.
Okay.
Ano lang pala siya, parang inadjust
bias
ko.
lang.
Naging bias ako kasi may crush ako at that
Yeah.
very moment. Yun pala yun.
That's so cute.
So those
Ang
were some
ganda
of the things that changed.
Ang ganda. So, final question. Ito yung ultimate fear, no? Paano kung worst comes to worst? And dumating yung araw na never dumating yung panahon that you find romantic love, yung magkajowa. How do you see that life? And how will you then create a life that you still love?
Wow, I love that. Ito honestly, wow, oh my gosh, I'll be vulnerable. Thanks for asking that, Joel. There was a time I was like, Lord, kung singlehood ang talagang calling ko, parang okay na din pala ako. Okay din, kasi masaya eh. Like, looking at how I love other people, parang may aso ako, okay naman yung aso ko. Parang, okay, sige, if ever that's the path na you want me to take talaga, can you just miraculously remove my desire for marriage? May ganun na. Kasi to my core, I know that parang yung puso ko parang may lumilingon eh. May nahanap na magnet na may match eh. So, with that, actually, medyo milagro talaga siya on my end. Na kung talagang ang leading sa akin ay maging single forever, I've been asking God, Lord, right now, just remove that desire. Because kanino ba ako babalik? E di sa gumawa sa akin. Because He's the one, whatever He wants to do with my heart, He can. So, yun na lang talaga yung help na pinapasa Lord ko na lang talaga.
Sana kung ganito man.
Oo,
Okay.
sana kung ganito man. So, like, I'm not really worried just in case I really, like, end up being single for the rest of my life. Because I don't think that's what's gonna complete me. Ito yung funny nito pero perfect example ko si Jesus Christ talaga.
Yeah, valid. Yeah, pretty much.
He's the perfect example.
ultimate.
And like Paul.
NBSB,
Yeah, NGSB siya. And Paul in the Bible. Like, pero perfect example ko talaga si God. Pero you see, God in Himself, Jesus Christ Himself, was perfect. He didn't need anyone. So, dahil ba wala siyang girlfriend, hindi siya kompleto? Hindi naman eh. So, parang ako, Lord, ikaw nga. Parang gano'n may joke ako sa
Okay,
prayer
okay.
ko. Lord, ikaw nga po. Nag-send ka sa heaven, wala kang jowa. So, kung ako din, tutulungan mo ako. But as long as I know there's a desire in my heart, I need to acknowledge the desire.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's fair naman to yourself. I love that. Kasi I feel like I needed to ask that question. Because when people would ask na parang may mamimit ako, ganyan, I'm like, I don't know. We don't know that.
We don't know.
I don't know kung ever, parang it would be nice to say na, someday mamimit mo rin siya. Na feeling ko it's also like a misconception din. Kasi malay mo ba, paano nga, kasi may mga tao talaga who always thought that love would come but it never did. And then, parang instead of falling into that sadness or yung parang, wala eh. Parang, what else can you do then with the rest of your life? Kung hindi man siya mangyari, which is totally possible, what then? What will you do then to make life still worth living because it still is? May jowa ka man o wala. So, ang ganda ng reminder na yun. Na yung ultimate, yung ultimate example mo naman, hindi nagkajowa. Siguro nagka-crush din naman siya nun. But kung hindi, but then, there is also a reason why there are dreams. So, maybe it is leading you somewhere. But I love that you found it within yourself na kung ito man yung plano, okay. Masaya. My dogs are here, family, friends, and the life that you're living now is exactly like more, aligned with what you'd want as well. I love that. Ang ganda.
And I also just want to add something.
Yeah, sure, please.
Parang, ito 27 years. Kung na-spend ko yung 27 years ko na yun, thinking I'm not yet complete. I can't be fully happy just because I don't have a boyfriend. That's 27 years down the drain.
Yeah.
And buti na lang hindi. Buti na hindi ganun yung perspective ko. Because how much longer will I be single? I cannot tell. But if iisipin ko na hindi ako kompleto dahil lang wala akong jowa, sayang naman yung taon ko.
Yeah.
Diba? There's so much things to do and explore and learn. Ang nakatulong sa akin, have a bucket list for yourself. Diba? So that you're occupied with something, you're doing something.
Things to look forward to.
To
bring you joy and
Yeah,
love.
parang di mo kailangan maghintay ng isa pang tao bago ka maging masaya.
That's true.
If you want to see the northern lights, do it now. I mean, it's cool. Someone would save that for you, diba? Pero if you want to take care of dogs, do it now. If you want to buy yourself a ring, do it now. Buy yourself a ring. And if you can. If you want to travel the world, you don't have to wait for someone. You can enjoy life right now.
Yes. Ganda. Thank you for those reminders. Ayun, ang dami. Siksik na siksik ang usapan. I love it so much. And yeah, fortunately, marami pang yapping in GN spaces in the internet. So yeah, where can our listeners find you? Our overthinkers find you? Podcast. May podcast na siya. And online. Any shows, if any, as well? Any ganaps? Please let them know.
All right. So you can hear more yapping sa aking show, which is Medyo Seryosong Podcast. That is the name. Medyo seryoso lang kasi siya. Hindi siya masyadong wow. So, puro lang po kalokohan. Hindi, joke lang. Meron naman kayong doon. It's not just about relationships. It's about my life, friendships, work, whatever that is. And hopefully, I'll have you there.
Yes,
Please be
I'd
on
love
the pod. I'm looking forward to that. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Gianne Hinolan. That is GIANNEHINOLAN. There you go.
Thank you so much. Salamat, Gian.
Thank you so much.
Ayun, and this is where we end for now. Meron ba kayong kilala na kailangan marinig to? I-send nyo sa kanya, itag nyo. And if you love the chikahan, I would appreciate your comments here. Also, if you hit the follow button and the notification bell para nakikita nyo when I drop new episodes. If you tag us online, that would be amazing. It's at Gianne Hinolan for my guest and at Joelle OL for me. And yeah, I'll catch you next week for another episode. But yeah, thanks so much for being here. Kwentuhan ulit tayo soon. Always remember, may kasama ka lagi sa paghanap ng mga sagot sa mga paano kung sa buhay. You are valid, you are growing on your own timeline, and more than the NBSB label, find the blessings than the lack, and always remember you're capable of creating the kind of life and the kind of love you want by yourself.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.